know, October has been dedicated for breast cancer awareness. So my ladies, this is our month to make sure that we are paying attention to our breasts. So this month, if you haven't touched your breast since the beginning of the year, this month when you wake up, you touch it and check if everything is going on. Oh well. So this morning we are discussing the topic breast cancer awareness, why it matters, and it says first in our series of topics for breast cancer awareness month, which is October, this very month. And our guest this morning is Helen Edina Ayensu, who is a nurse and the CEO for Health Verve. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm doing well. When I was talking about the breast, I see you smiling and all of that. This is a month that you touch your boobs, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, people find it weird when you're a lady and you touch your boobs.
It belongs to you.
Yeah, so this month, if you find it uncomfortable, this is the best month to touch your own breast, right?
Yes, but the truth is they are yours, so you make sure you familiarize with it. But it's not just the ladies, because we are having cases among men, so it is right that men also touch their boobs around this time.
Oh my God!
Like every time, not just this time.
But what is there to touch?
I'm touching
So
what is there to touch?
It's not the size. It's not the size, but everyone has breast tissues.
Oh.
Okay.
Be it male or female.
Right.
So it's as important as in women and then in men. So you have
So
to
men, you touch the nipples or you touch your chest?
every part. So just as you screen for women, you screen for
For the
men
men as well.
Yes.
Okay, so there's nothing. It's literally the same thing.
It's the same thing.
So
It's just that one has a lot of fatty tissue
Than the other.
than the other.
With the guys as well.
There are men who have a lot of fatty whose breasts are
You see that
maybe
some
bigger
men
than
that,
ours.
Oh, so not necessarily the metals and things we're lifting.
No. I think I've seen that before. Sometimes there are men who are
Naturally,
quite
yes.
Okay.
They have
Heavy
a lot
there.
of fatty
Except
something
on
around
the
there.
chest and all
Yes.
that. So they are risk are getting breast cancer.
That's not a risk for them. Every man with all the other risk factors is at risk, same as in women. But it's just that a lot of women, because of the fatty tissue and other things that exposes to the cancer, makes our numbers higher than that in men.
Okay.
But men is rising again because we are making it, we are just centering the whole thing around women and leaving men out. So some men are going off, dying, but it's breast cancer, yes. So we are creating the awareness in both genders, and we hope that our men will take it as serious as our women.
Very true. Okay.
So we've been talking about breast cancer awareness every single year. Has there been a progress in your perspective?
Well, globally it is, but in Ghana, no. In Ghana, it's a no for us, and the numbers keep rising. So as at last year, we're recording about 45,000, 4,500, sorry, and then out of that, we have about 50% of people losing their lives, just because of the stigma and the fact that they are unaware of the cancer. So we all believe that is far away. Cancer belongs to the rich people. Yes, but funny enough, it's happening everywhere. So it's better we raise the awareness, and then everybody comes to realization.
That's quite alarming and very interesting. You know, the fact that you mentioned that the stigma surrounding this whole thing and people getting to know this is what I have. Is it just here in Ghana? I just want to know the age range. Do you get it? Is it mostly with the youth or the already grown-up people? When we look at the age factor.
So before now, it was believed to be with women above 40.
Okay.
And now we are recording cases as low as 20 years. So one of the risk factors is early menstruation. So if it happens that I menstruated around the age of 11, then it means that the hormone estrogen will continue in my life, which is one of the risk factors, exposure to it. Now, every woman has it, you understand? So the very moment your exposure starts, then you're at risk. And then we are doing a lot of things, taking a lot of hormonal pills and doing other things that is increasing the already existing risk that we have. You understand? So it's not cutting across from every age of the female group. Yes.
Wow. That's quite
alarming. But when we say breast cancer, what exactly is breast cancer and how does it develop?
Okay, so cancer in itself is not something so strange, but when it becomes infected, I should say, then it becomes deadly. But cancer is just an overgrowth of cells in any part of the body. So if, for instance, I have an overgrowth of cells in, let's say, my tummy, then it outgrows like how it's supposed to, the level at which it's supposed to grow, then it becomes cancerous when it's infected. So with breast cancer, for instance, there's an overgrowth of the cells in some parts of the breast. The breast has several parts. We have the ducts, we have the lobules, and then we have the nipple in there. So any part where the cells will outgrow the usual point at which they should grow is cancer. So it's just breast outgrow and overgrow of the cells in the breast.
Okay. Wow.
If we want to weigh the rates at which people are getting breast cancer here in Ghana as compared to HIV/AIDS, which one is more higher?
So with breast cancer, it's the second death-causing cancer in Ghana at the moment, yes. And then with HIV, because of the awareness and the fact that, yes, the stigma is still there, but the facilities are open to it, and there is frequent testing for people. Just when they see other things changing, they start testing for it. So it's kind of low because of people taking their medications and then the openness to it of late. Unlike breast cancer, people feel it's a curse. In some jurisdictions, yes, they feel it's a curse. Others feel you have cheated on your husband, so you are being punished by the gods and other things.
Not HIV.
No, HIV now they have, most people have understood the fact that, so maybe your promiscuous behavior brought it. But with breast cancer, hey, the breast is rotten, so she's been cursed, she's gone beyond the boundaries of marriage, and then, yes.
Okay. And how important is early detection?
Very, like above 100%. So it increases the probability or the possibility of it being cured, like when it starts. But when it advances, then it becomes difficult to take it out or like cure it completely. So it is important, as the best part of the whole thing. It's important that we detect it early. So we are advocating that women know their breasts. As is yours, so you should know it. Help your partner to help you know it, so that if there's a change at any point in time, if you don't realize it, your partner can prompt you.
So on a norm, how do I know if there is a different tissue or cancerous tissue developing in my breast?
Okay, so the breast lump, usually most women have a breast lump when they're ovulating or when they're pregnant, but
the painful one.
So the breast becomes heavy and all. That's not the lump. So the lump usually separates itself. It's just like the seed of maybe an orange in the breast. So you realize that originally there was no lump in there. There was nothing like a seed growing at any part of my breast. But all of a sudden, this one looks kind of differentiated from the main breast mass, and then it is sometimes evident. When you touch that part of the breast, it shows. So you realize that, no, this is different from the original breast, and you have two breasts. So usually happens in one, leaving the other. So you realize that, no, there's a change in here. The lump, it's sometimes moving, sometimes it's static. So when you see that slight change, there's something, you will call it a swelling, but it's just a lump that looks different from the original breast mass. The whole breast mass is full, but this one is just separate.
So in this case, it's two lumps in there. It becomes two.
No.
But attached.
No. So the original breast mass is full and whole.
Okay.
I should say. So like we have a whole ball of banku. But when you put your hand in the banku, there's a lump in the banku.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
it.
think I get it.
So
So it's supposed to be
separates,
round, no holes or lumps in there. So once you feel it, it means there's a problem.
There's-
I have to
it's just
make
an
sure I
alarm.
check well when
It's
I
just an
get
alarm.
It's just an alarm that
But-
you visit
Okay.
your healthcare giver
To know.
to yes.
But
Okay.
JK, a quick one. The best time to detect is when you're ovulating.
No, when you're done ovulating,
okay.
when every hormone is flat.
It's flat.
Yes.
All right.
Wow, quite interesting. Then you go check if there's anything in there.
Yes.
So I'm very particular about the lamp that comes in there. So at that point that we get to detect this thing is growing in there, surgically or how operation, however you're going to do, is going to be taken off from there. But I hear some people saying that it grows again, like it comes back and all that.
So, like I said earlier, cancer is just an overgrowth of the cells. So you have taken some part off, then another one will grow again. But then what happens is when you bring it to the hospital and then the doctors take the first lump out, they do some tests to prove that is this going to grow again. If it's going to grow again, then we start care for you so that it doesn't grow. But then some people, some way, somehow, let go of the care at a point. Then it happens. And then some people also forget the fact that I've been told to do this, this, and that. And then it happens that it will grow. So if it goes to the hospital, the doctor makes sure that they take further investigations into it, and then they will tell you there's a possibility of this coming back again. And if you've had it before, or there's a history in the family, then it's definitely a possibility that you may have it.
But how can women reduce the risk for breast cancer?
So first of all, as you know in your breast. Know your breast when ovulating and when not ovulating. So it becomes tender during ovulation, and then it's heavy around that time. When all the hormones are flat, you realize that, okay, so this is how my breast looks at this times of the month. So when there's a change and it's not that time of the month, it's a prompting that this is what is going to happen. And then we tell the women that they take what we call the mammogram test every year. Every woman 40 years and above do it once a year. But if you realize any change in your breast, when your mammogram time is not due, you definitely have to see a doctor. See your healthcare provider, your midwife, so that if there is anything that's supposed to be done for you, you do it. But the topmost part is know your breasts for yourself. Men know their testicles, excuse me to say. They know it when there's a change in there.
Definitely.
And they're also in pairs. Good things come in pairs. So if your breast has a problem and you don't know it, it becomes a problem. So the best part is you know it, and then you keep a healthy diet. So we are eating a lot of things in there, doing all the fatty foods, drinking all the things, taking all the pills, especially the emergency contraceptives. I'm not downing anybody's business, but those things are supposed to be for emergencies. But it happens that we take them like we're taking our multivites of late, and then other hormonal pills. Now they are increasing the pump of all those hormones in there, thereby increasing your risk of getting the condition. Yes. So there are several other risk factors, but knowing your breast is the best part, so that you tell me what is happening in your breast before I even know. I know where to start. But if you come and it's already at the latter stage, then it becomes difficult for the healthcare giver to really do something about it.
Interesting. You know, there's one thing I really want to ask from this whole thing. I don't know if I'm thinking out loud, especially with the exposing of the breast, how our ladies are dressing lately. Me, sometimes I see them, I guess, can I go like, hey, Charlie, people already there. It looks like you're all over the place, you know, exposing the breast, using, you know, tight bras and other things, applying all sort of things, chemicals even to the breast. I don't know if it's also a contributing factor to this whole thing.
No,
not at all.
Not at all.
Whoa.
So tight bras, all those bras, don't do anything to it. These are, it's more of a hormonal thing.
Okay.
More of a genetic thing, something happening within you. Not, well, you are. If it's outside, there are outside things that you are bringing in there that will cause it. But your brazier, and so those chemicals may have other side effects. But as at now, I haven't seen any research pointing at any chemical smearing on the breast that is causing it, but they have their own side effects that may lead to the cancer. Yes, please.
Okay. And with young ladies too, who is it lactate? I don't know the term you use for, like unnecessarily
lactating mother.
Not lactating mothers, but you know, some ladies complain, those who have not given birth, they say, oh, sometimes I see some fluid coming out of my breast. And also can we touch on that as well?
Okay, so naturally some women have breast milk coming out of their breast when they're ovulating.
Okay.
So if you're not ovulating, you're not pregnant, you're not breastfeeding, and there's a discharge from the breast, then there's a need for us to see the doctor.
Okay.
Because it's happening at the weird time of the month. So ovulation causes some people to produce breast milk.
Okay.
You know, the body is trying to get ready for pregnancy around that time. Yes, so it's possible to have breast milk coming out or some fluid coming out. But if it has a foul smell, it's blood stained, then you have to see the doctor, even if you're ovulating. So if it has a foul smell or it's blood stained, because blood is not supposed to show in the breast milk. So if there's blood crossing it, then there's a need for
a checkup. Okay.
And are there other symptoms that we can also watch out for?
Okay, so most people talk about the lump, but sometimes the nipples, they go in, they turn inward, or they flatten.
Okay.
Is one, but some people have natural inverted nipples.
Okay.
So know your breast is still the keyword. So your nipple stands out. All of a sudden it's retracting, or it's flattening, or you realize that the skin around the breast is changing like that of a peel of an orange. So it's dimpling, or it's peeling. It looks flaky. It's cracking, or you touch the breast and it pits in. Or there's a change in the color at any part of the breast. Light-skinned people will see it as reddish, but dark-skinned people will see it purple or very dark. You've not been engaged in any form of accident, but you realize that there's some blackish something showing around the breast. Then all the size changes. So you know both breasts have almost similar shape. All of a sudden, the shape in one is changing. Then there's the need for us to look at the breast.
The fact that you're touching for the ladies and you're mentioning that guys too are open to this whole thing, does the same symptom applies to the guys as well?
Yes.
The color change,
the dimpling, the lump, the flaky skin, the chain, we call it puckering around the breast, and everything is the same. But men are scared to go to the hospital and say, my breast. You get it? They're like, how can I say my breast? You get it? By the time it becomes painful and it has gone to other parts of the body and then causing harm, that is when you see the men reporting, and it is too late. So as much as you are saving the woman, you are saving the men. So whatsoever change occurs in the woman, it's the same thing in men. So why must there be a fluid in the man's breast? You get it? So why is he not talking about it? It's because of the stigma. The reason why we have to create awareness. The stigma and the fact that our society is saying that men have to be strong. So men don't report things early. It's a problem. Regardless of where it's showing, men don't report early. But at this time of the year, we are saying that men should report, and men should report. And then let's clear it. Let's reduce the numbers.
Because in time past, it's always been, the concentration has always been the ladies. When we talk about breast cancer month, the focus is there. That's why we don't go check anything. But I like the fact that we're now highlighting and creating more awareness on the side of the men as well.
And talking about checking, how often should we visit the healthcare facilities to check our breasts?
So as often as you can. But the truth is, you should do it at the end of every month. And I mean at end of every month, at the end of your cycle, you have to check your breasts. You get it? But for the men, you don't have a cycle. So at every point in time, you are looking in the mirror, you're dressing up, you touch your breasts. Same for women. Touch your breast, feel them, palpate it, like do the whole self-breast examination. I'm sure on one of our sessions we'll be given the opportunity to teach our ladies and the men how to examine the breast by themselves. So if you're doing it by yourself at the end of every cycle, and then you feel that there's something, I need someone to talk to, then you can equally visit the facility. But this month, I'm sure it's free everywhere. So walk in and then have a trained professional assist you examine your breast.
Quite interesting. Sometimes it becomes a little bit scary. And is it not expensive? There's like the screenings?
No, the screening for the physical examination is free. But the ultrasound, the scan, and then the mammogram, so talking on the level of a normal Ghanaian, it may be expensive, but nothing is more expensive than life.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
So once a year, I'm sure you can save towards it, and then visit the hospital for a mammogram or a scan at least. Yes.
So even if it's not the month of October, I can walk into any health facility and say I want to examine my breast, and it will be free. Is that what you mean?
Okay, so most facilities make you free in October, but on a normal day they will ask that, what is wrong with your breast? And when you are talking, you're saying a lot of things, then they'll ask you to go through the normal OPD. But if you tell the nurse that, no, I think you should help me, it's usually free. It takes less than 10 minutes to do that.
Okay. And now I just want us to touch on, we're talking about the breast cancer month and all that. We already have people who are living with this condition. At this point in time, what are you health workers doing in support of them, and what are they supposed to also go through to take good care of themselves?
Okay, so usually their healthcare providers put them on medications, on diets, on lifestyle changes and other things. But at this point, all we can do is tell them that we are with them. We can only empathize. We can't feel what they feel, but we can just share in their pain. Because some people have lost their marriages and other things because of the stigma we spoke about. People have lost their breasts because of the cancer. People have lost their lives because of it. So we stand with them in this time, and then we hope and pray that some of them will come out so that people will know that it is real. Until it happens close to you, you won't know. And I use this as a means of pleading with our religious leaders that God has given wisdom to science to be able to investigate these, because they keep the people in there. Then in the end, when it goes out of hand, then they bring them in there. It's like we're doing more harm to the people than good. So I'm sure God is everywhere. He doesn't need your GPS address. So if the person is in the hospital and is being cared for, God can equally visit and do the curing. Because we've had cases where people are in the spiritual homes because they presume it's a curse, and then they end up coming to us when the whole breast is rotten, and then there's really nothing we can do about it.
This is quite sad, right?
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I just hope that the rest of the people going through, they'll be able to survive it, and nobody loses their lives in these times, or even this year, hopefully. Right? So. But how long does it take? It's like the first stages, when it happens like that, you go to the hospital, you do the mammograms and what have you. How long does it take to get cured, or to prevent it to the next stage?
It depends on the individual. Cancer depends on a lot of things in every individual. So just when we think the person is moving to the second stage, the person might have gotten to the third stage already. Yes. So it is right that you visit the very moment you realize that there's a change, so that we start very fast. Yes. We can't say that it takes a week or two, a month or anything, because just when our science is giving us way to the second stage and we think we are entering the second stage, it might have progressed to, or it might have gone to other parts of the body. So the best way is early detection and early prompting. Yes.
But what role does genetic also play in this?
So some people bear those genes. Example, the BRCA1, BRCA2, they are signs word, so I'll bore you with it. But some carry it from their maternal or paternal genes, and they have it. And you know, your DNA tells what should happen in your system. So when it becomes cancerous, then your DNA, your natural DNA doesn't have control over what is happening anymore. So it outgrows it. So naturally, some people have it. Some people have the genetic mutation, but will not develop cancer at all. But some people will have it and develop it. So we really do not, we are just getting the risk factors at it, but it's really not the sure way, because some people have it and never develops it throughout their lives, and they are living very healthy lives. But other people have it, and then but genetic mutation is part of the risk factors.
Okay. Now, I want us to quickly touch on diet again. It's very necessary, because we want to know what we're supposed to take, what we're not supposed to take to avoid this whole thing from happening.
I believe we are seeing online the kind of meals you're supposed to eat. We've been warned or we've been advised to take healthy diets, fruits, vegetables, lean diets, avoid late night eating, alcohol and drugs, of course, as part. So we are educating our youth. I can only start from where I am now. So anyone above my age now might have advanced, but anyone around our age, we can talk to them. Let's be careful with what we eat, the times we eat, lean diets, healthy diets, avoid alcohol, avoid a lot of sugar, and then we are able to reduce the risk a little bit. Yes.
It's quite alarming, right? When we talk about breast cancer.
You know the funny thing? It's not even funny. I personally, I get scared in the month of October a lot, especially about my breast. Ever since I got to know about breast cancer, especially when I was back in the uni, you know, they will come there to do activations and what have you. I just get scared. I don't know.
People don't really want a temper going to do the checkup and all that.
I keep checking.
But it's important. We just raise the awareness. I think what we'll have to do is allay fears instead, because a lot of women are scared because we attach the death part. But there's a brighter side to it. People have gotten healed out of it. People have had it treated and other things. So there's a brighter side of it. So early detection will just take us out of the whole death thing. Or we are able to manage it. So we are able to manage it till that day happens, but there's time to it. So we are just trying to allay all the fears. Yes, we are spreading calm. Everybody should just calm down.
Then please tell your other people, because some of us, you were scaring us, especially I said back in JK. I'm not even lying.
I know where you're coming from.
It was that scary at a point that I just had to keep checking
your breast.
And you know, with the kind of society we find ourselves in and how we're brought up, you know, it's not every woman that feels comfortable with their fellow woman touching their breast. So with some of these activations especially, don't you think that alone prevents people from even coming there to get checked?
Perfect. That's why we are teaching the ladies or everyone how to do it by themselves. So it won't happen that you definitely have to come to me. But then when you're doing it and then there's a change, then once in a while you have to come and see me to help you with the screening. But you have to do it for yourself, because personally, it's uncomfortable getting another woman screen my breast, and it's uncomfortable for a lady screening a man's breast. You understand? Because it's funny, and then sometimes the men behave in such a way.
Wow! And also with this economy that every individual is stressed in this Ghana, that stress also have an influence with breast cancer.
Okay, so there's no science linking stress.
Hey, that's quite interesting. I find that surprising.
Linking stress to it, but you know, stress causes a lot of things.
Right.
Yes, so one way or the other, stress can cause something else that can lead to it. Because stress can cause someone to drink a lot of alcohol. That will increase your risk. Some people stress eat. When they are stressed, they eat a lot. They eat a lot of junk food and other things. So that will also increase your risk as well. So it's not stress by itself, but what stress can do to the being that may increase your risk.
Okay. And also with self-medication, especially, let's say, like you said, you've taught me how to do it. So I tried touching my breast and I feel like there's a lump somewhere and it's a little bit swollen. I'm like, okay, this is what Miss Helen told me about. So maybe let me do self-medication. I go to the pharmacy. I don't tell them what I think the problem is. I buy whatever I think I can buy, or maybe as a result of social media, now that social media has everything. And I just come and self-medicate.
So self-medication rather increases your risk and poses you to other risks as well. So for instance, you feel it's a boil or a growth thing there, then all of a sudden you're taking other medications, you're causing other adverse harm to yourself. So it is better you always walk into the health facility and get the treatment. And we are advocating that let our people stop talking about the available medications, because what may be good for you pharmacologically may not be good for her. Yes. So we advise actually that even if it's not breast cancer, we advise that you see the doctor or see an appropriate pharmacologist for your medications. Yeah. But you don't. You can't tell the doctor what is wrong with you, what you think is wrong with you.
Okay.
Doctor, I have malaria.
But I thought when you go to the hospital, they even ask you what is wrong with you.
So they ask for symptoms. They ask
How are you
for
feeling?
how are you feeling? Do you have headache? Are you feeling feverish? You get it. But you just go to the doctor and say, I have malaria. You diagnose yourself when it's not your job. You get it. So you may mislead whoever is going to help you. You may sway the person off the right path. So tell the person how you feel rather than what you think is wrong with you.
Wow, that's quite a big.
Okay. So you can't go and be like, please, I think I have breast cancer. But you can be like, please, I think there's a swelling.
Okay, I feel something in my breast.
Okay,
so
can you check it for me?
Exactly.
Here in Ghana.
Oh yes. Our health professionals are up in the game of late. They're up in the game. So all the things you hear about nurses.
Has the handwriting changed?
It is changing.
It is
It's changing. You are buying my first copy.
Very necessary. I just want to find out from you, right? To make your work easy and very effective, do you think the government is helping health workers lately to make work very easier?
Unfortunately, no. No. Government is not helping us. That's one on TV. Government is not helping us actually, and then most of our government facilities do not have the requisite logistics and all the things we need to do the right things. So the common English in the medical field is improvisation. We are improvising. For the common things, we are improvising. I think government will have to take a critical look at the health sector, because that is the basics. That is where life starts and ends, actually. So government should focus a little bit, look at health, look at children, look at women, look at every part of health, sanitation and everything. I think it will reduce the number of the pressure on the health facilities. Yes, if we work on public health, we work on prevention, it will reduce the pressure on the creative centers. Yes. So let's empower public health, let's empower prevention, like we are doing, create awareness, prevent it, so that we'll just have a handful of people coming into the facility rather than all of us trooping in because we didn't prevent the condition. Then we are all found there, and then we have very less amenities or things to actually help the people. Then it becomes problematic. You realize that those who can fund it are those enjoying it. If you can't fund it, then you are at the mercy of your own funds.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, or you've had a client who has experienced that before. You see, sometimes when it's rainy, or even when it's raining, you feel some pains in your breast. Is that funny?
No, it's not.
But you've heard that before, right?
There are lots of things that
happens.
People feel in their breasts. People feel in other parts of their bodies at different times of the year.
Okay.
You understand? So when that is what you feel, I believe that you have monitored it for a while. So then you can go to the facility and tell the doctor or the caregiver that I feel this at this time of the year or this time of the month. Then they'll help you go through it. If it is something you're not supposed to really worry about, they'll let you know. But if it is, then we'll work at it. So a lot of people feel a lot of things. I believe men will tell you they feel a lot of things down there as well. But they are moving with it until they meet a doctor, or until it becomes so critical, they don't talk about it. Yes. So any change you feel in your body, please visit a facility.
But on the norm, is it normal?
So I can't say it's normal because I don't know how it happens. So I can't say it's normal. I don't know how often it happens. There may be something triggering it. I don't know. So I can't say it's normal unless we sit on a one-on-one. We have a discussion. You tell me, and then I analyze from your point. Yes, please.
And what about people who experience, let's say, pimples or rashes often around their breast area? maybe that you've checked there is no lump, but sometimes you get some rashes and what have you around the breast area.
So let me clear this. It's not just the lump that's a pointing factor to breast cancer.
Okay.
So all the other ones we mentioned are also pointing. So someone will come and may not have a lump, but is developing a cancer.
Okay.
So it may necessarily not be a lump. So for pimples, let's prove that it is just pimples. It is just other hormones causing pimples around your breast, and it's not any other thing aside the cancer. Because the pimples may also not be cancerous, but maybe other things. So definitely your endpoint will have to be the facility. Let's clear every other thing that may be the reason why you have pimples on your breast.
Okay. I like the fact that we're touching on that, because you know the conception, or let me say the idea we have, is you just having a lump on the breast, forgetting about other things that could be a factor. So thank you so much for highlighting all these things for us. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We appreciate you joining us. And we hear that it's going to be a series of, you know, education right here every week, right?
Every week.
And we are up for it. JK, this is a sign that you have to learn so that it will benefit the other people, Anna.
Oh, we don't need it. We need it. We need it.
So tell us about Health Viv.
Health Viv.
Viv, okay.
Health Viv Connect is just a mobile health fan club, I should say, for everyone. It's just a mobile health clinic. We do your corporate screenings. So you have a company, you would want us to come and screen your annual wellness. It is good that you screen yourself every year. At least 6 months to a year, you should have your whole system checked. We do that. Like I'm doing the awareness, I give talks, events, medicals. So you're having a health walk and you want me to join my team to join you. Yes, and then we do what we call the mobile clinic. And then you have a facility that you want to have a hospital or a clinic in there. We help you manage the clinic as well. So everything about health, you contact us. You call me on 0244 959642, and then on Facebook it's Health Viv Connect. It's just for us, the youth, to know everything about health. Call us at every point in time and we'll be at your doorstep. We do your travel vaccinations and everything health. You call on us. So I'm on Facebook, Health Viv Connect. Follow me on YouTube, Health Viv Connect. I'll share the other links on my subsequent.
No problem.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Okay, please, the number again.
0244 959642.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We are hoping to see you, God willing, next year.
Next week.
So God willing, next week.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So what will be your final words, so if you want to sum it all up for us?
So my final words to everyone is that the breast is important, and it's important that you know your breast as a links. It's a means of feeding the next generation, even though in men, but it's a means of feeding the next generation. So let's know it, and then let's detect it fast, and then get treated. And then anything about health, you visit us, and then we'll care for it on your behalf. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome, and thank you too for having us. Do have a great day and month, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Okay, if possible, we are here. Okay, come and screen us. And then
yes, I'm hoping at the end of the month I'll bring my bed, and then we'll do free screening for quite a number of people. We'll plan it to the producers, and then
that'll be so
we'll
nice.
get it done. Yes.
God bless you in advance.